Hi, I'm Brandon, and I'm back to take a second look at Stephen Cartlidge. We're going to go a little bit into more detail with him this time. He's from the Petaluma Sting. I bet you everyone's like, who's this guy? Seems a very underrated predator. So let's check out his wiki page here and see what was going on with this guy before the sting. It says Stephen Eugene Cartlidge is a predator caught in the Petaluma, California segment of To Catch a Predator. He is mostly known for being a snake wrangler, as well as his YouTube vlogging activities post sting. So I think we have our very first snake wrangler. In fact, that might be the very first snake wrangler I've ever heard about. It's not a very common job. 43-year-old Stephen Cartlidge was a former warehouse worker and truck driver, although he was unemployed at the time of the sting. He was also a part-time snake wrangler as a hobby. I like how they just have to rub it in that it was a hobby. He's not a good enough snake wrangler to get paid for it. It's purely a hobby. You know, Stephen, maybe if you put some effort into your snake wrangling, you wouldn't be unemployed. Maybe you could find a way to monetize it. And again, another guy that's unemployed. It seems like that comes up a lot, is unemployed, like perpetually unemployed predators. A lot of them who are just like mooching off their parents or something, or guys that have recently lost their job. They were recently let go for whatever reason and wind up doing this. So it kind of makes me think maybe they don't want to work. They just want to spend all their time chatting to minors online. All right, let's continue. It says, an ad placed by a decoy posing as an underage boy was placed on Craigslist. Stephen responded to the ad and started a chat about a PS2 game the decoy wanted. So that's interesting. I think most of the decoys were just in regular like chat rooms, and then the predator contacted him. It seemed this one was very specific, where the decoy was just looking for a particular PS2 game. That's a kind of interesting way. I wonder if they did other ones like that, but I haven't heard of that before. They talked about the PS2 game, and then Stephen asked if the decoy lived with his mom, and if the decoy's mom knew that he was gay. Stephen told the boy what he wanted to do to him, and then asked if he had a web camera. Stephen asked the boy for a photo and asked where he lived. Stephen told the boy that he did not live far from where he lived, and he began to ask about the boy's size. The boy then told Stephen that his parents would be gone this weekend. Stephen then asked the boy about his friend, who is a girl. That's weird. I haven't read his chat, so I'm not sure what it means. The boy just mentioned that he had a friend who was a girl, and was Stephen interested in them too, or he just wanted to make sure that this girl wasn't going to come by and break up their plans. Stephen said he could not wait for this weekend and schedule the date. He then asked the boy if he liked graphic videos and sent him links to gay websites. Graphic websites. The boy then gives him instructions when Stephen comes to the house. So let's head over to the Sting house and see what happens when Stephen Cartlidge shows up.
All right, Dan, he's slowing down. It looks like he's going to pull into the driveway.
Okay.
Pull into the driveway.
Just grab a seat. If you want to, I'll turn the hot tub on. You can jump right in.
He's 43-year-old Steve Cartlidge, screen name Too Fast for Y'all 2003. Steve starts emailing the decoy and says, maybe I could give you your first, and uses a graphic term for oral sex. He also sends Kevin a link to gay pornographic websites. Then he makes a date for sex with the decoy and comes on over.
I'll be right back.
So Dan, this decoy, I kind of like him. I like his, how you doing, Stanley? He has some good lines. But if you really think about it, he's honestly not that great of an actor. I think he's like a news broadcaster now or something like that. He's not really an actor. He kind of comes on a little strong and just a little kind of fake. He's not quite on the terribleness level of the me, my mommy, my daddy guy, but it's entertaining in a way, just because of the fact that you could just tell that he's trolling these guys. You could just hear the mockery in his voice. It just somehow doesn't quite sound right. Actually, let's just listen to that again.
If you want to, I'll turn the hot tub on. You can jump right in.
Okay, maybe it's not a good example right there, but some of his other lines are are not so good.
Sex with a decoy and comes on over.
I'll be right back. Hey, so you still ready to be my first?
There we go. There's one. That is not natural. Look at this. He's just peeking out from behind this like folding wall here. This is not normal. This guy, the predator here, has to know like something's up.
Yeah?
He's like, yeah, it's up to you. You could almost tell the look on that guy's face. He's like, this is weird. Like, if you're meeting someone for the first time, especially someone you've been having this kind of chat with, like, wouldn't they greet you? And like, it's just normally when you meet someone, you stand, you like shake hands or something. You stand close to them and greet them, invite them in. You don't just keep 20 feet away from them and talk to them from like behind a wall. It's just, the whole thing is just so weird, but that's kind of what makes the show good. It's those little details like that make it entertaining.
All right.
No.
Yeah, that look on his face, is that just is like fear? He's like, something's up here, or is he just like eating this person up with his eyes? Like, he just looks like a, I don't know. It's kind of a scary look that he's just thinking about what he's gonna do to him. The look's gonna change when Hansen comes out. Not to mention, this guy just looks like he has a really ruddy complexion. Looks like he just doesn't take care of his skin.
Hot tub for you?
Nope.
What's up?
Nothing.
Yeah? What you here for?
Just to talk.
And who were you going to talk to?
So I knew something was up. I saw all the cameras up here.
And why did you come over?
What is he's got the oh crap, what's the guy's name from King of the Hill? Boomhauer, the kind of like mumbling southern voice. It's like something cameras here. I guess it is worth pointing out that he's one of the few, if not the only one, who noticed the cameras. And he's there doing something illegal. Like, if you're like breaking into a business or something to rob it, and you saw cameras around, wouldn't you make the connection that those cameras are probably there to prevent people from doing the very thing that you're doing? He's there to do a horrible crime, and there's cameras everywhere, and I'm surprised. I don't think these guys understand what they're doing. Like, it never occurred to them that people might be trying to stop this kind of behavior.
He had a feeling that something was happening.
I don't know.
You talk about oral sex. You ask him a list of very personal questions about what he's done and where he is in his physical development.
Not normal.
Is that appropriate for a man your age to be asking those questions of a 13-year-old boy?
No. All right, let's just do what we're going to do.
What do you mean?
I have no idea what he's saying.
You're going to arrest me then?
I'm not going to arrest you.
And who are you?
I'll get to that in a minute. I have a few more.
Yeah, when you're in this position, you don't get to make demands. You don't get to demand who this person is. Like, who are you? It's probably the dad. That would be a logical thing. It's probably the dad and the owner of the house, and you are at the house after he knows that you've been having this conversation with his son or daughter. Most people would be very angry at the least. You are very likely to get shot doing this kind of thing. And I don't think anyone would really feel sorry for you. So you don't get to come in and be like, who are you?
Questions for you. I mean, you get into graphic detail about what you want to do with this boy sexually.
Because that's what he wanted.
That is not what he wanted. He wanted a PS2 game. He was on the internet using it for completely innocent purposes. He was just trying to find some particular video game. You reached out to him under the pretenses of talking to him about that, and instead you brought up all this very graphic stuff. The predators always make the first move. The decoys never reach out first. It's always the predator, and the predator is always the one to bring up any sort of inappropriate talk. Every time. So you can't claim that that's what the boy wanted.
And told me.
So it's his fault.
Not really, no. I'm taking full blame for whatever happened.
Yeah, something tells me you're not. You're not taking full blame.
And although he seems to take full blame, Too Fast for Y'all 2003 insists he didn't believe the boy, Kevin, was really 13.
Was there a conversation about you look so much older?
No, but I did tell him that I think something does not seem right.
Yeah, something does not seem right. The thing that does not seem right is the grown man preying on a minor. That doesn't seem right. That is wrong. But if you go further into it from the point of view of the predator, the thing that doesn't seem right is that this is all happening too easily. It's very fishy. It's just there's red flags everywhere. This is some kind of a setup. So yeah, no matter how you look at it, this is wrong. And that's what these guys are so stupid. They shouldn't be doing this to begin with because it's very illegal and very wrong. But they don't care about that because they're predators. They just go ahead and do it anyway, and not realizing that any normal person would see this for a sting, or just some sort of setup. Even when he sat down, that's the way that person was acting. The whole thing seems so weird, and he's just like, yeah, something seemed wrong, but he came over anyway.
You also gave him a laundry list of sexual acts that you wanted to engage with him in.
Now, do you want to tell me who you are now?
Yes, I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC, and we're doing a story on adults
Is it really funny?
who try to meet teens on the internet.
No.
Now, if there's anything else you'd like to tell us, we'd be glad to hear it.
Thank you very much.
As he exits the backyard, law enforcement gets into position and then makes the arrest. The 43-year-old is taken to the booking station, photographed, and brought in for questioning by a detective from the Petaluma Police Department. He continues to claim...
Who's who's that sad sack with his head hanging right next to him? I'm not sure who that is. Let me know if you know who that is.
He didn't think the boy was really 13.
So did you talk?
Like, we hear this so often. They always, like, there's confusion over the age. They didn't believe it. Their mind, they'll try to make their mind do whatever's necessary to justify that this is a okay thing to do. The person told you their age flat out. Why would you believe anything else? And if it was something, like if you thought they were joking or it was a typo or something, why not confirm that? It's the kind of thing that can land you in prison. Wouldn't you just take care to be like, are you actually 13 or is this a joke? Or are you sure? And if they're like, yes, I am, you could be like, no, or you should be like, oh, okay, goodbye. That's the end of the conversation. What does that mean? You didn't think they told you that? Why would they lie? Why would someone who's an adult lie about being a underage person? It goes the other way. Underage people will get fake IDs and lie about being adults so they can buy alcohol and stuff. That's existed forever. It never goes the other way. There's no benefit to being an adult and then lying that you're a teenager. There's nothing. There's no good that could come of that. These guys pretend like, oh, these chat rooms, it's all lies like that. People lie all the time. Like, I don't believe that. And second of all, this wasn't a chat room. This was just him trying to find a particular video game. So why would he have any reason to lie about his age? Idiots.
To Kevin about having oral sex?
Probably.
Okay. Did you talk to him about giving him?
Does anyone else think this guy looks like the BTK killer?
His first?
That's what he was asking.
Okay.
The detective also wants to find out if Too Fast for Y'all 2003...
Oh, he parked in the garage? Usually I think they like to park on the street because I think it's just easier so they don't have to rush in there as quickly to tow their vehicles before the next guy comes up. So the next predator comes and there's a vehicle home, you might think that the parents are there. So usually they put like that bicycle or some sort of crap in the driveway or in the garage to block it so they can't drive in there. But apparently this guy drove his Jeep there right into the garage.
brought alcohol.
Not that that's the worst thing he did, but
What'd you bring?
Some Smirnoff.
bought Absolute Citron, Shoddy Jägermeister.
Wine
So you were gonna bring that to the house?
Is this guy always so soft-spoken? He just talks so quietly and he doesn't articulate his words properly. It's kind of annoying.
For Kevin.
I don't know for him or not. I mean, I was edgy when I got there. I was like,
I was edgy when I got there. I was like, I don't know about this. You knew enough about it to have the chat to begin with, to confirm plans to come over, get the address, drive all the way there, park, sit down in the back after meeting the boy. I think you'd pretty much determined that you were willing to go through with it. And if Chris Hansen came out and that boy had returned and this was a real situation, not a sting, you would have done it. These guys, it doesn't matter. Like James Rutherford is the king of saying that, is like, I really didn't want to come. What does that mean? If you actually came, you actually showed up, you got arrested and are sitting in the police interrogation room. This isn't like you drove halfway there and turned around. That you could say, I don't know about this, I didn't want to do it, so you turned around. And guys have done that, but then they turn around again and come back. So what does that mean? It might mean they were hesitant to do this because they were worried about getting busted. but it doesn't count if you were hesitant, if you really didn't know about it, you really didn't want to do it, you knew you shouldn't have done it. That is not a defense if you show up.
The detective concludes the interview.
Any chance of bailing out tonight?
Yeah, they'll explain to your bail. I think your bail's $30,000.
All right, let's head back over to the wiki page to find out what happened to Stephen Cartlidge after this. It says for his crimes, he received 90 days in jail, 3 years of probation, and lifetime registration as an offender, no contact with anyone under the age of 18, counseling, cannot possess or own a computer, no internet access for 1 year, and he had to turn over all his passwords to his probation officer. So he can't possess or own a computer, like forever, I'm assuming. But then it says no access to the internet for a year. So how does he have access to the internet? This is before like smartphones. And he has to turn over his passwords, but he's not allowed to have a computer. It seems like maybe they need more clarification there. But yeah, 90 days. I know, honestly, that's a lot more than a lot of these predators have gotten. And it's just funny, like state to state, how different it is. There's guys who got like 7 years in Georgia, like Florida, in the takedown episodes that I do on my Patreon channel. If you want to sign up for my Patreon and help support me, I have like 180 videos on there now. I think I do all the takedown with Chris Hansen's, all the new ones, and a whole bunch of other stuff that I can't do here on YouTube. So head over there if you want to sign up. But one of the guys from Takedown that got caught, and he had illegal stuff on his computer. He got life without parole. It's like that was in Florida. Like that is harsh compared to this guy getting 90 days. I prefer, obviously, I think we all want the harsher sentences because this is a harsh crime, but I get it. There's just not enough jail space. But I mean, 90, at least it's enough to mess his life up for a bit, and hopefully he never did anything again. Anyways, it says Stephen initially convinced the copert to allow him. What's a copert? That's weird. To allow him to serve his term on work release, but he couldn't find a job as a recently released sex offender, so he instead asked for community service. He's like, "Can I get work release?" It's like, never mind. No one's gonna hire me. They're not looking for. No one's looking for snake wranglers at the moment. When he couldn't, he asked for community service. When he couldn't complete that either, he wound up being resentenced to 180 days in jail, which he served. How big of a loser do you have to be that you fail at your community service and you have to go back to prison? Good God. Stephen now lives in Downsville, Louisiana. Downsville. Yeah, that's kind of appropriate for this guy. Nothing against the people of Downsville. I'm sure it's a great place, but he is a tier 1 offender, tinkering with engines, installing solar panels, and he still wrangles snakes. Okay, good. I was hoping he might have lost his passion for that, so I guess he didn't. According to Chris, in an episode of his Predators I've Caught series, he lives with his parents in Louisiana. So this guy was 43 at the time of the sting, and this was roughly 20 years ago. So this guy, 63, is living with his parents and still not working. Okay, this guy's dad has to kick him in the ass. Enough wrangling snakes, go out there and get a damn job. It doesn't say he's working like on cars, like as a job or installing solar panels. It says he's tinkering with engines. So it probably means he's just messing around with his car in the driveway and not actually doing anything productive. Trivia. Chris would mock Stephen's southern accent, something he would repeatedly do with other predators with a similar accent. Yeah, you shouldn't make fun of people for their accent. It's not their fault where they're from. It's his fault what his actions are. All right, so yeah, this guy is not particularly interesting. Some of them, there's a reason that they're not popular because they don't really say or do anything that interesting. But I kind of want to cover all these guys and provide entertainment for everyone who's watching. So let me know if there's any other predators you want me to cover a second time. And I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next time.